Hello everyone and welcome back to the start of a new season of Formula 2 racing. The 2021 season, we're going to be using the official calendar with the 2021 cars. We're going to be driving for the HWA Race Lab team and we'll drive as Jack Aitken. And I thought it'd be a good idea to drive for HWA. 2021 was their last year in Formula 2, so or before they were replaced by Van Amersfoort for 2022, so thought it'd be a good idea to drive HWA Race Lab car because it'll be one of the last opportunities to do so. So that's what we are going to do in this season. I did actually drive the HWA in a time trial video a while back, but anyway, yes, our teammate is going to be Alessio Deletta for this season. So I was about to say I'm not optimistic about the Constructors' Championship. Deletta goes and qualifies in second position. He hasn't gone that fast in his life. Anyway, this is broken. We've got Enzo Fittipaldi on pole, Deletta in second, followed by Piastri, Vips, and Beckman. This is a weird qualifying session. I won't probably show much of qualifying throughout this series because these videos are already going to be very, very long. This one's over 50 minutes, so yeah, that is that. But anyway, let's just get into the race and see how the first race of the season unfolds, and we'll see what we can do. Starting, not starting down in ninth, that's for the feature race, which is now race 3. We'll be starting in second for sprint race 1, because that's how it works now.
Hello and welcome from the Bahrain International Circuit here in Sakhir. Down on the grid, the engineers are making their last checks and today's race will be underway shortly. Plenty of opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit for these young F2 drivers to show what they can do. The best passing opportunity right up there at turn 1, and we should see plenty of action there. But there's another not long after at turn 4. There are 9 right-handers, 6 left-handers, and the possibility that we could see some flat spots at the tightest of those left-handers. That's turn 10. Davide, you're a 3-time winner around here in 1 week, I believe, back in 2012. How on earth do you make the tyres last around this racetrack? They degrade so quickly.
To be honest, the key to the race is having a good start so you can get your car into a good position. Then save the tires as much as you can and push just at the end.
Alright, so here we are on the grid for the first race of the season. We have a relatively clear view ahead of us, just the safety car and one other competitor. We qualified 9th, so that's second with the reverse grid at top 10. But anyway, we now go to the flag. Red lights. And away we go for sprint race 1 in Bahrain, and that's a good start for us, and we're immediately going to try and get ahead of the shore as we head towards the first corner. Squeezing into the outside, giving ourselves as much room as possible, late on the brakes, and we will take the lead down into the first corner, missing the apex a bit ourselves, but it doesn't matter because we're through and into first place as we head down towards turn 4 for the first time. We've got a bit of a gap to Burshaw, and I don't think we'll need to defend this one as we head back to the racing line and dive into turn 4 for the first time of 23 in this first sprint race of the weekend. 23 laps in the sprint races, I believe it's 32 in the feature race later on, so quite long races we got here, but we are now leading the very first of this season. Doesn't mean we have good pace. Remember, we did qualify down in 9th, so it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out with faster cars starting towards the back of the top 10. The likes of Oscar Piastri and Yuri Vips will be trying to fight their way through, but for now we've done a decent job off the line to grab the lead from second position on the grid, so we just need to keep pushing forwards and do the best job that we can, and we'll see if we can bring home the win today. It's going to be difficult with so many cars behind us. The first race of the season, I haven't driven the F2 cars in a little while, so there's plenty to get used to, but we will be able to adjust back to these cars soon enough. after driving the Formula 1 cars a lot recently. But yeah, we've got the lead, and we seem to be on a decent pace for the time being. We just need to stay consistent and keep ahead of Richard Burshaw. No pit stops in the sprint race, so it is just a straight fight all the way to the end as we complete the first lap of the race. But as we continue on, Richard Burshaw is looking very, very quick as he goes down the inside into turn 1, and Burshaw gets through, and we'll slide in behind. We're going to try for a better exit here through turns 2 and 3, and we'll see if we can line up and overtake into turn 4, but no such luck. We're a little bit too far behind, as we actually are going to go for it very late on the brakes there, but we're surely not going to make the corner. Actually we do, but Burshaw is back alongside us on the right, but we'll just about get ahead as we head through the middle sector and stay ahead of Burshaw. And Burshaw's had an issue there. Yellow flags out. We'll go on board. You can see he gets a really nice switch back to the right here, but as we were still on the outside, he couldn't quite get the momentum out of the corner, and he just sticks the nose in again through the right-hander there, and Burshaw gets turned around. We were fully ahead and clear. If you were looking at the proximity arrows at the bottom of the screen when that incident first happened, it did briefly turn white, so we were fully ahead of Burshaw, and then he just stuck the nose in again at the last moment. So a little bit eager there from Burshaw as we got a bit eager through turn 10, and that's allowed David Beckman into the lead as we slot in behind. And we'll try and actually make a re-overtaking move around the outside as he leaves some space, but we go off circuit, running wide, and that's allowed Ben Viscao alongside. The Dutchman tries to go around the outside, we cover him off, but Viscao switches back to the inside and gets through, and we have to slot in behind him. We have no other choice there, and Viscao, with some very nice moves there, is able to get through up into second position, as now we have to look back to Yuri Vips in third, who's following us all over the track trying to get into the slipstream, and we have to return to the racing line as we try and focus on the exit onto the main straight. Otherwise we'll be in a world of trouble with a few cars behind us. Thankfully we do get a good exit, and we do still have DRS from Bent Viscal, so we won't be under threat from Vips here. But as we continue on, that is an issue for Roy Nassani in the Dams car, and the Israeli driver pulls off to the side of the road, and he is out of the first race of the season.
We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop.
And there goes Yuri Vips. We go for a switch to the inside, and we'll get back up the inside of Yuri Vips as we go side by side through turns 1 and 2. Can we keep this fight going around the outside? Vips just holds on, and he'll take that position. We do have DRS though as we head up towards turn 4, but we're more worried about the cars behind. Can we make an overtaking move on Vips? No, we can't. We're still going to sit behind him, and actually a bit of damage to the front wing there as we just slightly nudged the back of Yuri Vips there, and that's damaged our front wing, and that's going to make the rest of this race a little bit more difficult. The damage isn't too bad, so we're not going to pit, but we do need to be very, very careful that we don't do any further damage, or that we don't get too much understeer. So we're going to need to watch out for that, and the rest of this race will likely be defensive, as you can see, trying to make a re-overtaking move there on Larim Zandelli, but the German gets through, and we need to try once again into turn 4 with the DRS open. We're going to try and go around the outside through turn 4. He gives us the space, and we'll see if we can carry the momentum all the way around, but Zandelli with a full front wing is able to hold on just about there, and we were very close to being able to keep the nose in on the inside, but we're not going to risk it, and we slot in behind, and now we're losing another place as we are overtaken by our teammate Alessio Deletta, so that's unfortunate, and we've dropped behind him after starting a long way ahead. So yeah, we're not making good progress in this race at this point. Just scoring any number of points I think will be good for us as Oscar Piastri goes past, and we slot in behind our fellow Aussie. Maybe we'll be able to re-overtake him here with the DRS advantage if we can have a look to the inside. We're in the slipstream, but we can't make a move as we have a look, but no opportunity really there. With our damaged front wing, you can see how much we just can't turn through that first corner compared to Piastri, and yeah, we're still going backwards. Robert Schwartzman behind us now as we continue through. That is an issue for Benzo Viscapaldi. If you don't know what that's a reference to for some reason, Enzo Fittipaldi, the voice files are wrong for his name, and the engineer and the commentators keep calling him Ben Viscao. But anyway, we've got some on-track action happening here because Robert Schwartzman is on the defensive. He's got Liam Lawson going around the outside through the final couple of corners. That's a great move by Liam Lawson. Marino Sato got a good run here now, and they're going to try and go 3 wide down the main straight as Sato is surely going to try and get to the inside here as they head down towards the first corner. 3 wide, here we go, and Schwartzman loses out as Sato and Lawson now fight it out ahead of the Russian, but it looks like Liam Lawson is going to stay ahead there, and he does. Sato slots in behind. Schwartzman's got a run here, but he's too close. He can't quite get through, and he's blocked off by Marino Sato. Now Dan Ticktum to the inside as Robert Schwartzman is losing position after position here. Dan Ticktum up the inside of Schwartzman as they now are going to run side by side through the middle sector. Schwartzman is ahead. Ticktum keeps the fight going up the inside, side by side, all the way through, and Schwartzman is really pushing hard to try and keep this fight going, but clearly he's not comfortable in that car right now and he's losing a lot of positions recently. He manages to hold off that one as now Dan Ticktum and Guilherme Samaya are fighting side by side behind. Samaya up the inside of Dan Ticktum as they run side by side through turns 9 and 10, and Dan Ticktum is going to hold on to that one. Now Ralph Boschung is on the back of Samaya, so Samaya now struggling. Actually, that's Teo Porcher rather, going up the inside. Boschung is the next car in the queue. Porcher is through on Samaya, and I think actually Samaya's got a bit of damage there from the fight with Dan Ticktum, so that's unfortunate for Samaya, and he is going to be struggling now. Look at the time he's already lost there, as now Ralph Boschung is on the back of the Brazilian driver, and the Swiss driver in pursuit is very, very close into the final couple of corners, but not able to make a move on Samaya just yet. Boschung though is going to try and sit in the slipstream and have the DRS advantage for sure along the main straight, and look how close he is. He's surely going to be able to breeze past into the first corner as Samaya defending hard. Boschung is going to have to work pretty hard for this one as Boschung goes to the outside through the first corner. Is he going to be able to get the move done here? He should be able to, and he does, as Samaya is really struggling with that damage to his front wing, and Boschung is clear as Samaya is tumbling down the order, so that's unfortunate for him. We continue on though, and focusing back on our race. We've got Marcus Armstrong behind us as he tries to go the long way around through turns 9 and 10, and I think he's had a bit of an issue there as he's off the circuit. What's happened there? Marcus Armstrong trying to carry the speed around the outside, got up on the curb and had to catch the car. That sent him very, very wide indeed, and he has to slow down to make sure he can rejoin the circuit in a safe manner, so that's unfortunate for Marcus Armstrong, just getting a little bit caught out on the curb there. As we continue on, we've now got Felipe Drogovic behind, so we're really having to drive defensively in this one, and Drogovic barges down the inside and gets through there. There's no way we could have defended from that, and there's another car out of the race. Ralph Boschung is out with a mechanical failure, and the Swiss driver who just made that pass on Samaya is now out and parked on the edge of the road. Unfortunate for him, but back on board with us, and we're still on the defensive. We've got Guan Yu Zhou behind us as we head down towards the first corner. We have to defend, but we're late enough on the brakes to hold on to the position, trying to line up a good exit here, but Zhou had a little sneaky look up the inside. That's compromised his exit though, and now he's on the defensive on Christian Lundgaard, who is putting the pressure on Zhou. I think we'll be able to hold on to that, but if they can start fighting, that will really help me. We're in 8th position, so we're really at the bottom of the points at the moment, but up the road, no such issues for David Beckman, and the German is going to come through to win his very first race in Formula 2. What a performance from David Beckman in his very first attempt. Race winner in F2. Great stuff for him and the Campos team as we come through the final corner, and we will be able to thankfully hold off Guan Yu Zhou and bring home 8th position in the first race of the season.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
But unfortunately, I think we could have done much better without that front wing damage. Jane de Ruvela gets the driver of the day in this one.
Brilliant stuff from Campos today. What a superb victory. And Davide Valsecchi, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
Although the Formula 2 cars are all the same spec, the winner just looked better out there. It would have been a combination of getting those tires up to running temperature faster and driving to the condition on track. They made it look easy out there today.
It's time to present the top drivers with their trophies for today's race, and there are a lot of people in the paddock very happy with this result. It's Campos on the top step.
So, David Beckman wins the first race of the season, then Viscao finishes in second position with Yuri Vips in third.
Now, let's take a look at the driver's standings. On to the teams then. Campos moved to the top of the table. After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you there. Take care.
Well, before this race started, or before this season started, I would have bet anything that I would beat the leader in the first race of the season. But, well, there you go. What a weird race. The qualifying was weird, the race pace for everyone was a bit weird, and yeah, the damage for us really put us out of the fight, but I don't know what's going on with the ladder. It's very strange, but anyway, we're not going to worry about that. Maybe one of the programmers was just having some fun with the driver stats when they were making this update, but anyway, we'll just ignore the outliers in the performance. But anyway, overall, we still brought home some points. I think we did the best we could. Maybe if we defended a little bit better, we probably could have held off Felipe Drogovic for those last few laps. When he made that move to the inside, I really wasn't expecting it. That was very sudden, and we actually made quite heavy contact, so in a way that was actually very lucky that we didn't further damage our front wing when we had that collision with Drogovic, because it was well up the inside. It came from a long way back, but he made the move fairly, and yeah, I just did not see that coming at all, so that one was on me. But yeah, overall I think the pace was good until we broke that front wing. We were already losing a couple of places, but I think we probably could have found our way back into the fight later on, but yeah, that was an unfortunate bit of damage. But anyway, I'm not entirely sure what happened to Robert. I can't even say his name. Robert Schwartzman. There's the collision with Drogovic. But I showed it mid-race that he was really starting to fall away, but I'm not exactly sure why. I don't know if he had damage or something else. But yeah, that was another point in this race. But anyway, that's enough for this one. Let's get into the second sprint race of the season and see what we can do. We'll be starting in the front again, so we have good track position, so let's just see what we can do and make the best of this weekend.
Welcome to Sakir and the Bahrain International Circuit, where the grid is forming up ready for today's race.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
I will not let you down. No time for an intro here. We're going straight into it, to the 5 red lights. And the lights are out and we're underway for sprint race 2, and it's another really good start, and we're actually going to be able to take the lead as we head down into the first corner from third on the grid. The initial launch there was very, very good, and we're able to lead into the first corner, but we've still got a car on each side, and Guan Yu Zhou is going to get through as Christian Lundgaard's on the inside. He gets through as well, and we drop into third once again, but Guan Yu Zhou with a good move there to take the lead, as we're now looking behind, as we are not actually really concerned about them heading down into turn 4 for the first time. we are more focused on Christian Lundgaard and trying to get that spot back. He actually cut the corner quite significantly there through turn 2, but we're not focusing on him now. We're focusing on Marino Sato off the start. He actually made a really good start initially, and then he tried to commit to the middle, and Daruvla just cut straight across in front of him, and that's damage for Marino Sato. So I'm not sure what Daruvla was really doing there. Moving in the braking zone is a bit of a no-no, but anyway, that's not gone well for Marino Sato off the start of this one, and he's got damage as we send one up the inside and try and retake that position from Christian Lundgaard as we're up on top of the inside curb there. That gets a bit sketchy sometimes, but we got away with it there as we go around the outside of Lundgaard, and he just about maintains a position ahead of us. But we gave it a good go there, but unfortunately we couldn't quite get past the Dane on this occasion, as we now have to watch out for Felipe Drugovich, who's very close behind and having a look to the inside as we head towards the final couple of corners, and we have to leave a bit of space for Drugovich, but he is not able to make the move. We stay ahead of the Brazilian for the time being, and now shift our attention back forwards to Christian Lundgaard once again in this race as we head under the shadow of the grandstands and out the other side. Drugovich really close behind us, but if we brake late enough we won't need to worry about him, and we're already back under the rear wing of Christian Lundgaard as we take a few liberties of through turn 2 ourselves there, and try and gain every last bit of time we can on Lundgaard, and we're going to go for the move very late. Not going to quite get up the inside of Christian Lundgaard, but we had a long hard think about it there, and we actually got really good traction, but we're not going to try and make the overtake there as Marino Sato comes in to get his front wing changed, and this gives you an idea of how long that change takes from Marino Sato in the pit lane. Now he finally gets new tyres on the car, but yeah, that's going to ruin his entire race. That little move from Daruvla down into the first corner, and Sato's race is more or less over at this point. But anyway, we continue on, and we got a really nice run here out of the third to last corner as we now head towards the second to last corner, as there's a big defensive move thrown there by Lundgaard. We go to the outside, and we're going to try and sweep all the way around. Lundgaard tries to give us a push to the outside, but we're going to get through and get into second position and back ahead of Christian Lundgaard, as he is not quite going to go away though. He's sitting there hovering around trying to think about a move to the inside. We're going to brake late into the first corner, and we'll hold on to this position. We actually went quite deep there. Lundgaard's going to keep the fight going, but through the left hander we'll be able to hold him off, and now second position is ours once again, and Lundgaard has to make another move himself if he wants to try and take this position back as we head through turn 4. Just defending a little bit there, but we're able to hold him off. Now we go into turns 9 and 10. Lundgaard gets through there, so he must have got a great exit from turn 8. I didn't actually see exactly how that one started. We didn't really have a bad exit ourselves, but Lundgaard with a late move there to get up the inside. Now we're going to go for a move up the inside into turn 11, so it's a real back and forth battle between myself and Lundgaard, getting very, very feisty in this one. But we get ahead of Lundgaard on this occasion as we go around the outside through turn 12, and we're able to get through. But yeah, this is getting very, very feisty, and we're not really doing ourselves any favours, because all we're doing is stacking up the queue of cars behind us and letting Guan Yu Zhou get further and further away into the lead. We finally break away from Lundgaard and then immediately make a mistake of our own, heading into the first corner. Have to cut the corner there, but we remain ahead of Christian Lundgaard and keep second position. But is he on board with Lundgaard? And you can see he probably would have been able to get through, but on the exit of turn 2, I think he had a bit of a moment of his own and lost some time. Otherwise it would have been very close between us there. But yeah, that was a weird one for Lundgaard, just having a little moment there. But as we continue on, we're spun on the curb on the inside, and that's going to drop us down a bunch of places as we spin off the road, try and get going as quickly as we can. And thankfully we are able to get the car moving quite quickly. But there you can see the replay just on top of that curb. I saw it coming as soon as I committed to the corner. I knew that I was going to be on top of that curb, and it's always a high chance of spinning when you touch that curb, and that's exactly what happened. We dropped down into 15th position as we have a little think about a move there, but we can't really do anything into the final corner. We'll have to wait one more and see if we can pass Guilherme Samaya into turn 1. We've got the DRS now.
Is 3.7 seconds.
As we head towards turn 1, moving all about and going to the outside of Samaya, and we'll make the move stick through turn 1 and get ourselves up into 14th position, but it's a long way to go in this one, and a long way for us to go to get back into the points up the inside of Dan Ticktum, and we get that move done very nicely indeed as we pass the Brit, and now we continue forwards in this race when we try and go round the outside of not one but 2 cars, but unfortunately we can't quite make that one stick, and we actually have to cut the corner there to avoid contact with the Red Bull livery car there. That is Jane Deruvula, the man who caused a bit of damage at the start of the race, but we go around the outside of him through turn 4. We should be able to get this move done as we drift our way through and get ahead of the Indian driver. Now as we continue on, we've got the other Dan's car in front of us, Marcus Armstrong. We saw Nissani with a mechanical failure earlier today, but we go down the inside of Armstrong with a late move there, very close to running into the back of the Kiwi driver and damaging our front wing, but we were able to get away with it. But that was so close on the replay there. That could have easily have been another bit of front wing damage for us, like we had in the first race, but thankfully we're able to get away with it. We've now got Liam Lawson, the other Kiwi in the field. We got the inside of him much easier, but we go a bit too deep. Lawson's going to switch it back here, and we sit behind him once again, but down into the first corner we will be able to get down the inside, and this time we get the car stopped nicely, and we're able to take the position and move ourselves up into 10th. So if we can get the fastest lap now, that will give us a couple of bonus points, but we'll need a few more positions before we're in the points properly. Top 8 score points in the sprint races, so as we drift our way through turn 4 again, we will need to gain a bit more ground before we can think about taking any serious points for this one. We go up the inside with a bit of a late move there, but we do continue this fight with David Beckman, but we do get through ahead of the race 1 winner this weekend. He's not having such a good time in this second race. Now we go for another move down the inside, and we get ahead of our teammate Alessio Deletta, who he overtook us in the earlier race, so it's nice to reverse that one this time around. Meanwhile, this is up the road. Remember the massive lead Guan Yu Zhou had? This is Ben Viscao trying to take that lead away from the Chinese driver. Ben Viscao has absolutely flown through the field, closed the gap to Guan Yu Zhou, and now going for the lead on the outside line towards turn 4. Ben Viscao all the way around the outside, and he's just about going to keep the nose in. If he can keep it there, he'll have the inside for the next left-hander, and he gets ahead of Guan Yu Zhou, who tries to fight back through the right, now the left. Ben Viscao really aggressively shuts the door there on Guan Yu Zhou, and Ben Viscao takes the lead of the Bahrain Sprint Race 2. And Ben Viscao is having the race of his life at the moment. One driver not having the race of their life, though, is Oscar Piastri. He is out with the mechanical failure. That is unfortunate for the Aussie, but we do gain a free place from it, so I guess I'll take it. But yeah, it's unfortunate. Better to have a mechanical failure in Sprint Race 2 than any other race, because it's got the least depending on it. But anyway, Felipe Drugovich also out of the race with mechanical failure, so they're dropping like flies in this one. That's another one for Felipe Drugovich, and we continue on, and that is another place gained for us up into 6th position with that failure for Drugovich. So we're making decent ground with both with overtakes and with other cars falling away with issues. Meanwhile, Christian Lundgaard was having a battle up there, and he's lost out. Now Yuri Vips down the inside. We go to the outside. We're 3 wide into turn 4, and we're trying to go around the outside of both of them. We get Vips, but we can't quite get Lundgaard, and we slot in behind the Dane once again. But it was Larim Zandelli that Lundgaard was initially fighting with, and Zandelli was the eventual winner of that fight they were having. So good run from Zandelli in this race, and he is up into the podium places, currently running in third position. We eventually get up the inside of Lundgaard. Very late move there into turn 11. Lundgaard will try and get back around the outside potentially, but we'll be able to hold him off as we get up on that inside curb again, and made sure to lift off significantly that time, so we didn't have any issues on that inside curb, because it is very, very nasty. But I mean, oh, there's another issue there. That is Teo Porcher out of the race now with a mechanical failure, so a lot of unreliability creeping in this one. 3 mechanical failures so far, as we have a bit of a near miss there with the back of Lorim Zandelli. I was contemplating making a move to the inside, ended up braking a bit too late and not really having anywhere to go, so we had to go for the avoiding action on the outside, but we were able to get away with it, and we're already back behind Lorim Zandelli, who's being held up by Guan Yu Zhou. Joe must have a problem with his car, because he's really been losing pace ever since before Ben Viscao took the lead. So yeah, Joe unfortunately coming to a few problems in that car, but Zandelli's through into second place. I was going to try and take advantage of that battle. I was hoping I'd be able to grab both of them, but unfortunately I made a mistake on my own heading into the first corner, where I went too deep and lost that opportunity. So we've got one chance left to try and pass Guan Yu Zhou and get up onto the podium in this one, and it's going to be into the penultimate corner as we head up the inside of Guan Yu Zhou, and we'll get through as we take third position in this one in the last possible moment. But further up the road, it is going to be Ben Viscao with a fantastic drive to take the win here in Sprint Race 2. He moves across to the right to take the checkered flag. Great race by Ben Viscao in this one. We come across the third position.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
And after the race we've had, I'll take it.
So another fantastic victory for Trident today. So Davide, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
This is why I love this sport. Their car dominates the track today. You could tell they went in full of confidence, with a clear strategy in place. They displays excellent knowledge of the track and made it count when it comes to some of those more tricky corners, allowing them to make huge gains on some of the less confident rounds. I guarantee the fans will certainly be talking about today for a long time to come.
It's the part we've all been waiting for, the podium finish, and it's probably one of the more unexpected finishes in a while. Trident take the victory, and Trident have made huge strides within F2 recently, and today proves that they're not only still in the race, they're in it to win. Congratulations to everyone on the team.
So Ben Viscao wins Sprint Race 2 in Bahrain. Second place goes to Lorim Zandelli, and we take third.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. And now a look at the team standings. Trident moved to the top of the table. After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you there. Take care.
I honestly don't know what to expect from this anymore, this series. The first race, we sort of started losing pace, got damaged and dropped even further back. The second race, we had a spin, dropped to nearly to the back, and passed a lot of them, got back up to third. So honestly, I don't even know what's going on in this series anymore. It was a big mistake at the first corner, just being too cautious. We could have easily taken the lead there, but yeah, we were just leaving our competitors a bit of space, and we lost out there. So that was unfortunate, but we could have come back from that. In the end, we did beat Christian Lundgaard and Guan Yu Zhou, so we did effectively retake those positions. But unfortunately, Ben Viscao and Lorim Zandelli were both just a little bit too fast. Even if we did take the lead in the early phases, with the pace that Ben Viscao had in that race, I think he would have caught up to us anyway. He was just so fast and miles ahead of everyone else. So fair play, Ben Viscao. That was a very good drive. But yeah, for us, we were in the background spinning around there. Then that's pretty much what summarized the start of that race. But after that, I don't know, maybe that was just the bit of encouragement we needed, because after that shaky start, we were very, very quick, passing cars, making places all the time, and we were very consistent over the course of the race. So yeah, after the spin, everything after that, I'm very happy with how that went. But yeah, just unfortunate that we had that spin, otherwise we probably could have fought for the win. But oh well, that's just the way it goes, I guess. But yeah, a very fun race, that one. Much better than the first one. Even if the result could have been better, it's always more fun being the one overtaking cars than the one constantly being overtaken, no matter what the end result is. But yeah, getting back onto the podium in this one was really, really awesome to be able to do. And we now have the feature race to get into, a pit stop in this one, so plenty left to play out in this video, so stick around and we'll get into the feature race next.
Hello and welcome from the Bahrain International Circuit here in Sakhir. Down on the grid, the engineers are making their last checks, and today's race will be underway shortly. Bahrain represents an exceptional 3.36 miles of racing. Lots of opportunities to overtake throughout its 15 corners. Now, this track has a reputation for being brutal on the rear tyres, so keep an eye on how these young drivers manage their rubber. Strategy here could ultimately determine the winner of this race. Davide, you're a three-time winner around here in 1 week, I believe, back in 2012. How on earth do you make the tyres last around this racetrack? Let's look at the grid order for today's race while the cars make their final preparations. An immense lap from Ben Viscao yesterday puts him in pole position, with Alessio Deledda slotting in alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Piastri, Vips, David Beckman and Zendelli, Pourchaire, Viscao, Aitken, Richard Viscao, Schwartzman, Lawson, Felipe Dragovic and Armstrong, Joe, Sato, Lungard and Roy Nissany, Deruvala, Ticktum, Samaya and Ralph Boschong completes the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Alright, last race of the weekend, and this one is the big one, the longer race. The feature race is worth more points than the others, so this is the important one, and we're starting down in 9th position, where we qualified 5 red lights, and away we go for the sprint race in Bahrain. And it's a decent start for us once again as we head towards the first corner for the first time, and the 3 wide ahead. What are we going to do here? We don't have a lot of space to work with, so we're just going to have to hold position. We'll have a little look to the outside, see what we can do. We have to slot in there, and Yuri Vips cutting across in front of us there, and we spin and block the road. We do get moving again, and eventually get pointing in the right direction, but we've damaged our front wing, and that was a very, very aggressive move to cut across there by Yuri Vips, and that's damaged our front wing, cost us a bunch of time and positions. But actually, in terms of positions, I actually think we got away with it, but the safety car is out, so that will close up the time gap. But you can see that the angle that Yuri Vips was cutting across to the left there, and that was a little bit ridiculous, to be honest. I mean, I can see what he was trying to do, you know, cut into the left and get a good exit, but when you're starting, you know, towards the front of the field, there's always going to be a car on the apex there that you're aiming for, that's going to be on the inside. So good reaction from Marin Zendelli there to avoid any form of secondary collision. But yeah, I'd call that a racing incident, I suppose, but it was a very, very aggressive move by Yuri Vips to try and cut to the inside like that with an entire field of cars behind him. There was always going to be one car on the apex ready to, you know, to try and get up the inside if anyone was going to try and pull out of that 3 wide moment. That's what I was hoping. I was hoping someone would pull out and we'd be able to sneak through, but anyway, that's not what happened. We'll have a look at the replay at the start though, and what happened at the front of the field. and it was a great start by Alessio Deletta. Remember, he qualified in second. He's already in the lead on the run down to the first corner. Alessio Deletta has taken the lead of a race. Unbelievable scenes. It's Oscar Piastri now going for second, round the outside of Fittipaldi, and Piastri up into second. The pole sitters down to third, and that's not been a good start for him. And he's actually going to have a hard time defending for fourth position here, but the safety car comes out, and that allows him to hold on to that one. But yeah, what a weird start to this one.
The safety car is in this lap.
So we're going again. I'm not 100% sure what tyre quality we have as we go up the inside, try and gain some places. I believe this is these are our tyres from qualifying, but I'm not 100% sure. But either way, I think they'll still be okay. I think they'll be a decent enough tyre set for us to use. But yeah, we need to make a lot of overtakes in the first stint of this race before we switch onto the hard compound tyres later. And we need to make a lot of overtakes then too, because we need to pass the entire field if we want to win this one. We're probably not going to win, but we can still potentially get some points if we make plenty of overtakes. And you can see that's already started, as we've already overtaken Lundgaard and Vips. So as we continue on, we go up the inside, gain another one, maybe 2 places. No, we pull out of that one, but we will gain the place and move ahead of Roy Nissany. Our next target is Guilherme Samaya in the Charouz car. Let's see if we can chase him down over the next couple of laps. We get up the inside of Samaya relatively easily there, and move ahead of the Brazilian up into 18th position. 17 to go as we continue through. Another overtake into turn 11, and we get through cleanly on Felipe Drugovich, who's a long way down. In this one, next up is Marino Sato, and that is Larim Zandelli with a mechanical failure. So the good effort to not damage his car at the first corner goes to waste there, as he will not make it to the end in this one, as we make a last minute look down the inside of Marino Sato, but he holds on there. But we've got a good exit as we head towards turn 4, so let's see what we can do with the DRS open in the slipstream of Marino Sato. Can we make a move to the inside? We're having a look very early there, but we make a big lunge to the inside, and we'll get through on Marino Sato. Actually, he's still there on the left hand side. We're going to have to fight this out through the middle sector, up over the curbs there for us, and Sato is going to hold on as we slot in behind once again. We might almost lose this spot to Felipe Drugovich as well, but we'll hold off the Brazilian for now and maintain our position ahead of him. But yeah, Marino Sato doing a good job to hold on there, and we have to wait for a later opportunity. We've got up the inside into turn 8, and we get past Marino Sato on this occasion, and now we need to immediately focus on the next car. Because they're all in the train, we actually catch up to the back of them very, very quickly, and that's something we need to watch out for in the braking zones. But the next car up ahead is Guan Yu Zhou, so let's see if we can overtake the Chinese driver, potentially into the penultimate corner here as they go up the inside, and we get past Guan Yu Zhou through the second to last corner, and onto the main straight, DRS open, and we can pull clear of the Chinese driver. Next up is Bent Viscao, who was very, very quick in the previous race, but it's time to pit, so we almost run into the back of the Dutchman on the way into pit lane. That was very, very close, but gaining a lot of time on pit entry there, and that could be crucial. But new tyres on the car, and actually a fairly slow, it's actually a decent stop, but we only just about get ahead of Guan Yu Zhou on the pit exit, so he must have had a very good stop. But anyway, we exit pit lane now, and these tyres will take us to the end of the race. You can see doing a little weave there already, just trying to generate any bit of tyre heat that we can in the early phases of this stint to just get these tyres up to temperature as quickly as possible. We go for a big move down the inside of Bent Viscao into turn 11. This is going to be way too deep off the road, and Bent Viscao is going to retake that position, but it's always worth going for a little lunge. Sometimes these cold tyres stick a little bit better than you expect, but on this occasion it didn't work out for us. So I had to think about going for a move up the inside there, but there was a car leaving pit lane, but we do get around the outside of Viscao and take that position in that way, so that was a nice move. I wasn't actually fully intending to make that one, but it worked out for us, and we got around the outside, so Viscao may be still bringing his tyres up to temperature as we get up the inside of Dan Ticktum and move ourselves up into 11th. So now we're only one position away from the points, so we're having a decent run here and making good progress through the field, but we still need to watch out for Dan Ticktum behind as he's just hovering around thinking about a move to the inside. We're going to leave a little bit of space here on the apex just to make sure we don't have any collisions, but we remain ahead of Dan Ticktum, and now can focus once again on the top 10, and our first target is Marcus Armstrong as we defend again a little bit heading into turn 4, leaving a bit of space for Dan Ticktum just in case he was having a look, but we hold on to the position. Now we catch up to the back of Marcus Armstrong as we head through turn 4 once again, and with a good exit here we might be able to just about draw alongside as we go around the outside of Marcus Armstrong to the inside. He sees us, leaves us a bit of room. We've got the outside line for the next left hander, but we pinch him right towards the inside, gives him a tight line, and we're able to just take the position and get ahead of Marcus Armstrong through the middle sector. That was a nice little move there, and we're able to make the most of that one. But now as we continue on, we're going to have a move down the inside of Robert Schwartzman. Can we just about sneak through here? Yes, we can, and we get ahead of Robert Schwartzman. Next up, Yuri Vips, as we get a little bit of dust on the tyres. But speaking of Dan Ticktum, we just passed him a while ago and now he's out of the race, so I don't know what happened there. No smoke coming out of the car, but Dan Ticktum out of the race with some kind of issue with the car, I imagine, as Robert Schwartzman gets back past us. We did pull away from him a bit initially, but Robert Schwartzman is back in this one and has found some decent pace once again, and is back ahead of us, and we're back down into 9th. We'll score 2 points for this position and 4 for 8th, so it'd be really good if we could beat Schwartzman and get back up into 8th, but right now it's not looking good because we've just been overtaken by Armstrong. We're back up the inside and we'll try and hold the position around the outside of turn 12, but we just can't keep the car there, and Armstrong is through and up into 11th, so that's up into 9th. So yeah, that's unfortunate that Armstrong has done that. We're only scoring 1 point now, but after a while our pace seems to come back, and we're able to get back up the inside of Armstrong, and we don't quite get the move done there, but we're just about pushing him through this middle sector. So I don't know why we started losing pace for a while there, but we seem to have found some form once again, because we've just re-overtaken Marcus Armstrong up the inside into turn 8, and we're back through and up into 9th position, and setting good sectors once again, a personal best in the first sector there. So we're on good form at the moment, as Armstrong is still putting the pressure on there, but we eventually do pull away from him, and we get back on Robert Schwartzman once again round the outside of the Russian through the first corner, and we'll be able to get through here and take 8th position once again. As we now head towards turn 4 though, Schwartzman looking up the inside once again. We'll leave him a bit of space, but I think we'll be able to hold on to this one. And I think 8th is probably the maximum we can achieve in this race. The next car is Richard Burshaw. He's a long way ahead, so I don't think we'll be passing him anytime soon as we go deep into turn 1, and that's going to allow another opportunity for Robert Schwartzman to get through, and we have no defense. We're not even on the track on that one, and Schwartzman is back through on the run into turn 4. We're not close enough to try a re-overtaking move, so we're stuck behind Schwartzman for a little bit longer in this one, but we will have another chance to get past and along the run to the first corner, following him all the way to the inside. We go to the outside with the help of DRS, and we'll be able to sweep around this time nice and cleanly and retake 8th position, and Schwartzman back down to 9th, and I think this time we'll hopefully be able to hold on to the position. Meanwhile, Yuri Vips is out of the race with a mechanical failure. The driver who took us out back at the first corner, that's karma for him. But oh my goodness, it's happened. Alessio Deletta, I mentioned he was leading. He's finished the race now, and he's still in the lead. Alessio Deletta has won the feature race here in Bahrain. What a result.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
We managed to cross the line in 8th position. I'm pretty happy with that. But Deletta, race winner in Formula 2. What on earth? How is that? I can't.
A nearly flawless performance here then, and a commanding victory. Davide, what do you think made the difference here?
Wow, well, there's no doubt that the race was impacted as soon as the safety car made an appearance. It was so important how the successful team today reacted to this situation. They were decisive and stuck to their strategy, which really helped them take an advantage.
Here come our winning drivers then, out onto the podium at the end of a thrilling race. The drama and excitement are over, and it's time to let it all sink in. Congratulations to our top 3 today.
Well, there you have it. Alessio Deletta has won the feature race here in Bahrain. Oscar Piastri will take 2nd position with Enzo Fittipaldi in 3rd.
After this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table, and here's how things are shaping up in the Teams' Championship. After all this drama, you'll be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
So unfortunately I forgot to show the Drivers' Championship there, but what I can say is that Alessio Deletta is leading the championship. Yes. Anyway, I mean, I've had some pretty dodgy teammates in these Formula 2 seasons that I've done over the course of the last couple of Formula 1 games since the Formula 2 cars were first added. They've always had either just absolute rubbish luck. I remember Luca Giotto back in F1 2018, sorry, F1 2019, in the 2018 cars, had so many mechanical issues, but his pace was very, very good. And I've just had other teammates that just haven't done very well and just haven't been getting the results. Alessio Deletta, he's won the feature race in the first round. Deletta could be the best teammate I've ever had. We'll see how things go in the next round. Maybe this is just one outlier, one just weird, I don't know, glitch in the system, but I don't know what's happened and how that's occurred. Anyway, for us, we've scored a handful of points in each race. Nothing spectacular, but there's still 7 rounds to go. Plenty of time to make up for it. But with this sort of quick-fire style of championship, you know, only 8 races. Only eight rounds, 3 races in each round. Qualifying becomes very, very important, and maximising the points in every race becomes very important. And making sure that you can just come away with the best accumulative points, as we say goodbye to a barrier there. Making sure you can come away with the best accumulative points from the weekend is very important. So yeah, we need to qualify well, make plenty of overtakes in the sprint races, and then maximise our results in the feature races, much like Oscar Piastri was able to do throughout the real 2021 season. But yeah, it's been an interesting first round of the championship, and I can't wait to see what the rest of the season has in store for us. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.